building a good network. So as we discussed, good network do not happen by accident, right? So it has to be designed, and the hard work of a network designer and technicians who are working in the field, okay, to install the infrastructure is also important. And identify a good requirement. The network designer should identify network requirements and select the best solution to meet the needs of the business. So all these things comes under picture. So in order to achieve a good network, what are the steps we need to follow? So you can remember like this: verify, determine, perform, create solution, and create the project plan. This steps does not involve only for the computer network but also for other design also, including your house design or your electronic circuit design, whatever it is. Okay. So here, when we first, you need to remember verify the business goal and technical requirements. From where you will verify this business goals? Business goal is nothing but which is given by your client. Okay. Suppose you are a network engineer, they are approaching you to design a computer network for an organization. In that means, the whatever requirements the organization is giving, that is your business goal. Suppose a bank is approaching you, then the business goal is nothing but banking. Suppose a marketing company is approaching you, then the marketing company requirements are your business goals. So in that, you obviously you know the requirement of the goals of a bank and the market is definitely different, right? So then, other than business goal, technical requirements is also. Once you fix the goal, okay, what are the things which is required to establish that? Okay, so that is technical requirement. First thing we need to confirm, or we need to prepare, is verify the business goals and technical requirements. As I told you, business goals, you can ask more questions to your client: why you need that, in what way it should be working, and what is the ultimate aim of your company. Then technical requirements, it is from our side, which you need to decide what are the requirements for to meet that business goal which is given by the client. Other than that, in business goal, budget is also a major constraint. You cannot set the technical requirements more than the business goals, right? So everything is constrained. Next, step 2, after doing business and technical requirements, you need to determine the features and functions required to meet the needs which is identified in the step 1. In step 1, what we decided: business goals and technical requirements. So what are the features and functions which is required to meet? That should be determined. How we are going to achieve that goal, those plan should be there. Next step, only after doing these 2 steps perfectly, we need to do the performance. So performance of a network readiness assessment, a small pilot project you can do. Suppose you are going to design for a big organization, or you imagine you are going to design it for our university. In that case, for one lab, okay, you can implement and you can perform the assessment, how it is working, whether any fault occurs, anything is need to be included, and the customer, you can ask the customers, I mean client's suggestion, whether this is okay or anything should be improved. Then you need to make a small changes in the first 2 steps. Okay, then you need to create. Fourth step, only you are creating a solution and site acceptance test plan. Okay, so all these things, once everything is done, and you will be testing the other labs whether it is compatible for your design. Okay, computer network design. Next, finally, a project plan. That is also in a paper only, right? You'll be having in a work in a document. As a document, you will be having a project plan. So these are in order to build a good network, we need to cross these 5 steps: verify, determine, perform a solution, and create a project plan. So once you have done all these 5 steps, after that, network requirements have been identified step by step. The designing a good network or followed as a project implementation. Once you have a documentation and you have a project plan in your hand, it needs to be documented, okay, and it needs to be implemented. And after implementation also, documentation is important in order to find the faults and maintain or support the system. Okay, so these till now what we were discussing is about network designers uh, phase. Now, as a user, we don't worry about all these things, right? We need our system to be fast, network should be clear, and the data should be transferred properly. Security should be highly high constraint, everything. So the network engineer as a way access the application they need when they need them. Okay, that like that only we will be thinking. So till this we have discussed yesterday. Now we are going into network requirements. So in last few slides we were discussing about the business plan and technical requirements. Once the plan is ready, next you need to go into requirements. So most business actually have a few requirements for their network only. Okay, it is not much. So what are the few requirements which is common? Okay, these are the common requirements for all the sectors, not only banking, not only marketing, not only any universities. It is common for all the networks. Okay, so what you expect as a client engineer, if you are a client, you are asking your network engineer to design a network, you imagine what you will be asking. First, what you will be asking, it should stay all the time, right? Your without internet, you cannot stay for even 15 minutes or 10 minutes. You will be under tension, right? So it should be all the time working, 24/7 it should be working. So the network should work, stay up all the time, even in event of failure and of any link. You don't worry about the failure behind your screen, right? So even in failed link, equipment failure, overload condition, you are not worried about all these things. In all these conditions, my network should work. That is the first requirement you will be giving to your network engineer, designer, okay, architect, whatever you call. Okay, so next what you will be asking, very important, is reliability of deliver application and provide reasonable response. Correct? So reliability is very important. Security. Next, third comes security, but it is not in the line. Everything is equally important. Okay, all the time it should be working reliably. It should deliver the application and provide the reasonable response time from any host to any host. Okay, so all these things are important. So the network should reliably deliver application and provide reasonable response times for any host, any application. That is a major requirement. Then very important and sensitive is security, right? Even your WhatsApp message, you don't want to deliver it to your some other person, right? Yes. So you imagine hi, bye, good morning itself, message itself, you don't want to deliver it to some other person means you imagine your bank account transfer, okay, you're marketing, you're purchasing something and it is delivered to some other people. You imagine all those things. So security is very sensitive in computer networks. So the network should be secure and it should protect the data that is transmitted over it and data stored on the devices that connect to it. So all these things are the network requirements, common network requirements. If you are a client also, you will be giving all these things. Okay. Now and two more is also a common one. It is, you have to tell that suppose after constructing the network, it should be easy to modify and adapt. Modify means suppose you are designing a computer network for our university. In that case, suppose the college or university is going to build another building and they are going to set up another lab, a new lab. In that case, your network should be compatible and easy to modify to the new things, right? Because as I told, every day, every second, your network is growing by connecting a new device, right? So that is also more important. A common, it comes as common. It should, the network should be easy to modify and adapt to network growth. Okay, it's a growing, like how our universe is growing, that big bang theory, you know, right? How your universe is growing, same way the computer network is also growing. If you have a big picture, if you have a bird's eye view, in that case you imagine world wide web, it is growing, like it's, you can compare that with the universe because every second a new device is connected. Can you tell me now the device is not connected? Definitely it will be connected. We don't know what how it is growing, right? So it should be easy to modify and adapt. Your design should be easy to modify and adapt. And general business changes, suppose I'm changing my business from marketing to something else, or I'm marketing for mobiles. Okay, I'm doing a marketing for mobiles and I'm going into groceries. In that case, yeah, my network should support both the marketing strategies, right? So that is also important. Finally, well, not finally, it is very important, it should troubleshooting done be, should be done easily. Suppose in this network any one place is not, any one link is not working, or not doing its work properly, or it is shuttered down, or any problem occurs, in that case it should automatically troubleshooting. What is troubleshooting? You know about routing and all, right? What is routing? You know how the data transfer, the shortest path to reach. Suppose you are sending a message, okay, the routing algorithm will help to um, send the data in shortest path. So that is what the routing algorithm aims. In that case, troubleshooting, it has to take some other way to reach. Suppose you are coming to college from coming to college from your house. In that case, when you have a traffic in any road, what you will do, you have to reach the college at 8 o'clock. At that case, what you will know, you will find an alternative path by to reach the same concept only. It's routing algorithm. So routing algorithm always chooses the best path and shortest path. In that case, every day you will be traveling in a path which is very shortest and you can reach the college early. But in some cases, in some days, some traffic problem or some problem occurs. In that case, you will take the different path, right? Same, okay, the troubleshooting should happen by itself. So because failures occasionally occur, definitely it will occur because you have a lot of ifs and thens, right? In this network. So it will happen. In that case, troubleshooting should be easily and automatically done, and finding the fault and fixing the problem should not be too time consuming. So everything, you take a different path, that is not a problem, but you need to reach the college at 8 o'clock. That is a constraint, right? Otherwise, why you want to take another route? You can stay in that route. Once the traffic clears, and automatically you can come reach the college, but you will come to the college for 8 o'clock college, you will be reaching by 10 o'clock. But that is not our aim. We need to reach on time. Any problem occurs also, the data should reach the place on time. So these are the common common requirements of any client. Suppose you are a client, in that case you will be approached. So what are the five common requirements of a computer network? It should stay up all the time. Reliability of deliver application and provide reasonable response. Then it should be a secured network. Then it should be easy to modify and adapt to the other network, or the growing networks, or the existing network. Then troubleshooting should be done easy way, and finding and fixing the problem should not be time consuming. So all this comes under network requirements. Okay. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of these two slides, because it's still yesterday till that we have taken a screenshot. So okay. Okay, next. Now, fundamentals of design goals. Till now, what we were discussing about the requirements of any network. Okay. Now, there are some rules. Okay. There are some rules which you need to adapt while you are designing. So those are the four fundamentals. These are also common things. Okay. Any design needs to comes under this four fundamental goals. Okay, then only it is considered to be a good design. Okay? So fundamental design goal, when examined carefully by analyzing many things, they have come to a conclusion. That's four network design goals. So first one is scalability. What do you mean by scalability? So, scalable network or design can grow to include new users or groups. As I told you, it is growing. Okay, in that case, it should be scalable. Okay, and sites can be supported. Remote sites means many people today, you people are attending this class from remote places, from villages, right? So where don't have a proper network facility, in that case also the tower will be very far away from your living place, though you will receive a signal. So that's what they mean, a new application without impacting the level of service delivered to the existing user. So all these things comes into picture. Then availability. Availability means 24/7. As I told you, it should be available. The network should be available. Network design for availability is one that delivers constraint, reliable to performance. Okay, so 24 hours, 7 days a week. In addition to the failure of any link or piece or equipment should not be significantly impact the network performance. So everything comes under picture. So a network designed for availability in one that delivers constraint, reliable performance 24/7. Okay. In addition, whatever failure occurs in any network or in any piece of equipment, the connection is not there. Suppose but it should be working. Okay, so here scalability, availability comes under the major four network design. So next two is manageability and security. Manageability is everything should be under your control. You cannot design a network which is out of control. It should be under your control. So it is nothing but manageability. So no matter how good the initial network design is, the available network staff must be able to manage and support the network. You can create a marvelous computer network, but if it is not controllably um, you cannot do anything. So you cannot manage it, right? So no matter how good and initial network design is, it should be available it should be in the control of you. uh, for example, okay, see, for example, when you connect a new thing, it's asking for captcha, right? So it is nothing but robotic. Suppose captcha and all is there, no? After asking the password, it will be asking you to type a message, because human can only understand that kind of text. See, one will be written as like 1 0. You don't sometimes we ourselves will not able to what recognize what is that. And some captcha will include images which have it will be asking you to identify the traffic light in the 5 pictures or 9 pictures. It is nothing but why we are going for that is a robo cannot. Suppose you hackers, they are designing a network, okay, which is automatically growing. Okay, in that case, what happens, the network issue, it will be multiply without fake or duplicate networks will be created. So in order to avoid that, only humans, I'm not a robot. Sometimes you will be clicking, right, I'm not a robot, like that and all. So it is means it should be under control. Somebody hackers design algorithm to make it not it should be make it a flop. In that case, it will happen. So everything should be under your control. In a network that is too complex or difficult to maintain cannot function effectively and efficiently. That is the main thing. So it should be manageable also. And very important is security. Okay, security is a feature that must be designed into the network. Very very important, very very sensitive. No need to explain the security. Oh, you know what is this. No So security is a feature that must be designed into a network. No added or after network is complete. Okay, so planning the location of the security device, filter, firewall, you know, right? In your systems you have the firewalls. Features and yeah, features is critical for safeguarding the network resources. So within your network, you develop a network for an organization, and their requirement is everything, whatever data delivered, okay, should be within our network. It's a closed network you are going to design. In that case, security is very important. Banks details and all, very very the data and all, very very important data which should not go out of their control. Okay, so when it is manageable, only the security can be ensured, right? So the fundamental design goals, these four comes under picture. So fundamental design goals, these four comes under picture: scalability to grow, availability 24/7, then manageability, a good it should be controllable by everybody, okay, the staff of the organization. Then finally the security, very sensitive issue. So all these things comes under fundamental design goals. Okay, now please take down the screenshot of this fundamental design goals, first two and the next two, so that we can move on to the next topic.